We play and call it work.
Hey everybody, Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com. I want to do a bit of a follow-up video to the Awaken Realms, the Edge board game that they kickstarted a while back. This is part of it's a bit of a sponsored video. They did a bunch of painting for us and they sent us all these models so that we could play the game, which I'll put a link in the video description below to the battle report that we did for that a while back. This video is to give you an update because they're still working on production, but they actually have a late pledge manager up. So if you missed the Kickstarter, you can actually still go and pre-order the miniatures. And it's up right now, link in the video description below. And according to their site, they're estimating August 2017 for when the miniatures will be ready. So I wanted just to show these off again. These ones they sent to us painted so that we could just jump right in and play some board games. But then they also sent us a big box of unpainted stuff. Now, before we go any further, these are cast in resin. These are not the same plastic that they will be using, but they wanted to get us some miniatures, so it was quicker for them just to make a mold and cast it in resin. And then the final product will be in a slightly different quality plastic, but pretty much similar quality to what you see here. And once again, at the Pledge Manager, they actually give you examples of what the quality looks like. We got this big box, and I plan on using them in a future campaign because they work so well for kind of like another type of demon for some of them, or some other Xeno species. I wanted to use them in the Space Hulk Death Watch, but unfortunately we had finished filming that before they were able to get us the miniatures, because these would have worked really well just for the general chaos stuff or the warp stuff that they experienced, as you can see. And so they paint up really well and they look gorgeous. The board game was a lot of fun, and a Kickstarter was very successful. So I suggest you check out the links below to check out their late pledge manager. Go watch the battle report that we did here. And I love these big ones. These are all 32mm scale. So when you see these bigger ones, they're actually supposed to be that big in the games. They're not just larger versions of the same models. They've got gorgeous detail on them, just begging to have all sorts of detail painted onto them. And they obviously did a really good job painting them as well, because why wouldn't they? They are a very good painting studio. I'll mention that as well. Awaken Realms is also a painting studio. If you're not already aware of that, then check them out. Once again, there will be a link below. I think it's awakenrealms.com, but the link below will be there, or just do a Google search for Awaken Realms. Highly recommend them as a painting service. But I just can't wait to get some of these put together. They, like I said, they fit really well because 40K, Games Workshop does a great job of giving us a lot of models, but with me and narrative campaigns, I'm always looking for more stuff to kind of fill in all those little gaps in the galaxy. And so they have a few ranges in their line here. This is kind of like it's obviously, you see kind of a steampunk feel to it, but they have obviously more traditional fantasy stuff. When I say traditional, I mean more that, you know, this would fit into some other fantasy worlds without much of a stretch. Kind of demonic or monstrous or steampunkish or magical, whatever it is that you want to call them. And so I'm just going to keep showing a few of these here, but then if you really want all the details, go check out their site. I'll just remind you again, these ones are cast in resin that you're seeing. The final product will be in a different kind of plastic. You can see some details on their late pledge manager, exactly what those will look like. But they look fantastic. Just I'm really impressed. I'm really sincerely impressed at the sculpts they were able to pull off. The gameplay is actually a lot of fun too in the board game, like just thinking of it as a game itself and forgetting about just using the models as proxies. But the game was a lot of fun, which you'll see in the battle report. The battle report, of course, showcases a prototype of the game. So there was certain mechanics that we didn't have yet. The board itself was not the final production board, so just keep that in mind as you're looking at everything, that these are all pre-production stuff, so that's only going to get better by the time they actually come out with it. And the Pledge Manager should be available, according to what I was told by Marcin by email, they, at least from the time of you seeing this video, probably for another month. I'm not exactly sure when they're going to take it down, but don't miss out on your chance to pre-order to get your hand on some awesome, awesome looking miniatures and a really fun board game to play as well. Well, thanks for watching. Happy wargaming.